Hey guys, how are you all today? Really good to have you on here. Welcome to the Repair, Restore and Retrain Warriors session. It is a Tuesday afternoon. I've had such an acro morning looking after both boys because they are just feral this morning. So I'm really looking forward to spending an hour with you guys, just working on repairing and restoring and just re-energizing my bodies and hopefully as well yours. So for this session, we are going to start on the floor. We are going to do a little bit of work around pelvic floor, around our deep core muscles as well, because these are the areas that absolutely have to be rebuilt to lay this strong, solid foundation for us to then build strength. And upon that, you can then start looking at cardio and other things as well. But that foundational level of inner core muscles and pelvic floor muscles, super, super important. So do make sure that you are doing your pelvic floor exercises every single day because you need to. And your pelvic floor is just like any other muscle. If you don't use it, you will lose it. And as well, you are also future-proofing your pelvic floor for later on in life. Because there's a lot of studies that show that when people get to around 60, 65 years old, especially if you're a woman, it's very, very common. You're more likely at that age to start experiencing issues with things like prolapses. And prolapses can be managed incredibly well by having a strong, functional pelvic floor. So get those pelvic floor squeezes in now. We are going to start. So first of all, just by getting back in touch with our body. So we're going to sit cross-legged. No, I've just seen a little bit of dried cheese underneath my mat. The boys are so gross, honestly. I'm going to sweep that to the side. You don't want to see that, do you? So we're just going to start sitting cross-legged. When I say cross-legged, what I mean is I want you to be able to see both your ankle bones. Often when we sit cross-legged, a lot of us sit like this, which is absolutely fine. But what we're looking to do here is to try and keep alignment as good as possible. And as soon as you start sitting cross-legged, that tilts your pelvis slightly. And if your pelvis is slightly tilted, then your spine has to compensate and so comes up in a bit of a curve. So by making sure you can actually see those ankle bones, you will make sure that you have a solid straight spine, solid straight pelvis from which your spine can sit. You can have your hands in your lap, you can have your hands on your knee if you want to for the exercises. You might want to have one hand just on the bottom of your ribs and the other just by your belly. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And you're going to sit up nice and tall, lengthening up through the crown of the head. You're going to gently tuck that chin in slightly as well. And I just want you to breathe in and out. Doesn't matter how at the moment, but as though you're trying to get as much air into your lungs as you can. And when you breathe out, just try and get out as much air from your lungs as you can too. So you're trying to take in as deep, full breaths as possible. And what I'd like you to do when you're doing this is to be mindful of how you're breathing. So what are the muscles that you're using? What part of your bodies are moving when you're breathing in and out? Your shoulders lifting when you breathe in. Is the upper part of your chest moving when you breathe in? Is it the lower part by your bottom of the ribs? Is it through the belly that's moving? Again, just breathe in and out, trying to get as much air into the lungs as you can and as much air out of the lungs as you can. Don't worry too much at this stage as to how you're breathing. I just want you to notice. Notice what's moving. Continue to lengthen up through the spine and through the crown of the head. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere. I'm now going to invite you to breathe into the belly. So as you breathe in, imagine filling up your belly. You should feel your belly expand out to the front and to the sides as you take your deep breath in. And as soon as you breathe into the belly as much as you can, it's going to start expanding through the lower part of your ribs, out to the front, to the side, and most importantly as well, the back. So just focus on your inhale for now. Breathe first of all into the belly. If you have your hands on your belly, just breathe into your hand, pushing out to the front and out to the sides. And then take it up towards the lower part of your ribs, taking out to the front, to the sides, and to the back. We have a lot of lung capacity through the back of our lungs especially. So make sure you're breathing into that area as well. The more mindful you are about this, the more you're able to connect with your body. So just focus on those inhales for now. Really nice deep inhales. Now we're also going to combine the exhale as well. So after you've taken your deep breath in, start your exhale by gently gathering in the pelvic floor from back to front, then side to side. And as you do so, you're also going to feel these lower abdominals start to gently activate and contract. And that's going to start the process of getting out the air from the very, very bottom of your lungs. So you take that deep breath in, breathing into the belly before you then expand out through the ribs. And as you breathe out, gather in the pelvic floor from back to front, from side to side. Gently feel the lower part of your abdomen contract, almost like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste. And you're then going to start squeezing through the lower parts of the lungs. Your shoulders and the top part of your ribs are only going to move very, very slightly. So most of the movement is going to come from this bottom part of the rib cage and through the stomach. So focus on breathing in, expanding through the belly, before you then expand through the ribs. And as you breathe out, gather in the pelvic floor, gently contract the lower abdomen. And then also think about squeezing and closing up that rib cage. So really deep breaths. A lot of the movement should be from the lower part of the body. I just want you to continue taking some deep breaths in and out. We're now going to add some timing to this. I want you to breathe in for a count of 4. You're going to hold the air lightly in your lungs for a count of 4. You're going to breathe out for a count of 4. And hold no air in your lungs for a count of 4. And you're going to continue this. Breathing in for 4. Holding the air lightly in your lungs for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. And holding no air in your lungs for a count of 4. This is known as box breathing. And it's well known for just helping you reduce anxiety, helping you feel more resilient, helping you calm down your nervous system and still your mind. So focus on using those breathing techniques, the inhale, in through the belly and through the ribs. And then on your exhale, gathering in the pelvic floor and gently then squeezing and closing up that rib cage. This is a fantastic exercise. You're already working those deep core muscles. For a lot of people, breathing is absolutely key to core strength. And things like a diastasis are often formed because you haven't got the correct breathing and you're not managing internal pressure properly. This will just help you connect with those stomach muscles. It's also going to start strengthening your diaphragm. Having a strong diaphragm is also going to help you breathe more efficiently. And diaphragms are also connected with your emotions. So if you can breathe freely and easily using that diaphragm, that's often a sign that you are less tense. I don't know if you notice, but when you're anxious or stressed, your breathing becomes a lot more shallow, and it means that that diaphragm muscle can't expand and contract as it should. So focus on these breathing exercises. In for 4, holding the air in your lungs for 4, breathing out for 4, and holding no air in your lungs for 4. If you find that too easy, take it up to 5. If you find it too hard, take it down to 3. But always look to try and improve, whether you're improving through the count or improving through the quality of your breath. Another couple of rounds now. When you get to the end of your next exhale, just going to open the eyes. And you're going to take both arms up above your head. Feel the stretch. Feel like you're lifting, lengthening through that spine. From here, we're going to take the right elbow. We're going to hook it into our right leg. And we're just going to stretch, stretch, stretch all the way over. So feel like you're opening through the chest. Feel like you're lengthening through the spine. And feel like you're stretching as much as you can through those fingers. It's an active stretch. So feel it really opening up through this side here. You can use your elbow and the leg for leverage. And your next breath in, I'm going to take it up to the top and let's change over sides. So feel that stretch. Think about lifting up through the spine. Try and keep both bum cheeks on the ground. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Active through the fingers. And take a deep breath in and all the way down. I'm going to roll the shoulders back, opening up through the chest. We're going to roll the shoulders forwards. Just going to drop the head, letting it hang nice and heavy. And from here, we'll take it into little half circles. Make them full half circles. Feel all the tension coming out of the back of the neck. Good. From here, all the way back up. I'm going to clasp our hands together. I'm just going to stretch out through the back. So you're arching forwards. And taking it all the way back in, clasping the hands behind the back. We're gently going to open up through the chest. Keep the shoulders down. And just feel that chest opening up, stretching through those muscles. And from here, head's going to come over to one side, right ear towards right shoulder. You're going to drive through the heel, that left hand. You're going to pull those fingers back as much as you can. And you're then just going to gently raise that hand up towards shoulder level. So what you should feel here is a bit of a nerve stretch all the way down that area. And have a little glance up towards the ceiling. And you're also then going to take a little glance down towards your armpit. You should really feel that stretch Stretch through that area. Okay, let's take it over to the other side. Got the left ear over towards the left shoulder. You're going to drive through that left heel. Pull those fingers back and gently, gently, gently raise the arm. If it's too much, you don't have to take it all the way up to shoulder height. When you're ready, take a little glance up towards the ceiling. And take a little glance down towards the armpit. Good. From here, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Left hand's going to come down onto right knee, and your right hand's going to come behind you. We're going to take it into a bit of a spinal rotation, but before we do so, it's really important to first of all sit up nice and tall. When you're doing this, if you're experiencing any discomfort because you've got a C-section scar, then that's an indicator that it'll be a good idea for you to start doing some C-section scar massage. Take a little look behind you, gentle twist, and I'm just going to hold this here for a few seconds. Don't forget to keep sitting up nice and tall. Good, and take it over to the other side. So this isn't about trying to stretch as much as you can so that you're doing some exercise style movement. This is just about gently stretching through the muscles. Sit up nice and tall. When you're ready, have a little look over your shoulder. Good. And take it back to the center. Let's get these wrists working. Just going to circle through the wrists. First one way, and then the other. Let's give our feet some love. Got the feet out in front of us, and we're just going to circle through those ankles. First one way, and then the other. For those of you that did ballet, let's take it into good toes and bad toes. And really feel that you're stretching through all the muscles as you do this. Really important to start re-strengthening our feet. It's really common to suffer from fallen arches during pregnancy, and for some people that doesn't come back. And also, our feet just don't get much love. We always put them in socks and shoes, which actually restrict their movement. So by stretching all the way through, we're helping our feet feel more alive. Okay, so we'll take it down to the floor. Lying on your back, you're going to have your hands on your pelvis. So think about finding the first two fingers just on that main hip bone here. And we're going to take it into little pelvic rocks. So you feel like you're pushing your bum forwards and then back, but your bum is constantly grounded. As you push the hips forward, your lower back will arch off the ground. And as you pull that pelvis back, your lower back should connect with the floor. For some people, depending on your posture or your anatomy, you might feel like your lower back is never going to touch the ground. That's not a problem. For some people, it's just not possible. But for the majority of people, trying to create some space underneath here, and we're then going to try and close it up. It's important to get to know what's going on with our pelvis, because we often stand after pregnancy and during with our hips tilted forward slightly, and that puts a lot of pressure through the lower part of our back. Okay, and now as we take it back, we're just going to curl a little bit off the ground. Tiny, tiny little bit, inch by inch. Good. So keep curling off the ground. We're not taking the bum up too much for now. I'm just going to close that blind so you continue doing that. I'm hoping that gets rid of the light beam. It does. Hurrah! Okay, so now every single time you take the bum up off the ground, I just want you to gather in the pelvic floor at the same time and breathe out. There's two things to think about. First of all, just breathe out. Now this time you're going to breathe out as you take the hips off the ground. You're also going to gather in the pelvic floor from back to front, and then going to gather it to the sides and up. So you can do this in your own time if you need to. Can take a little bit of getting used to in your head. Take this nice and gently. It's really important to start integrating some of your pelvic floor movements with your physical movements as well. Because your body should be able to start activating, contracting and relaxing your pelvic floor muscles without you even thinking about it. So these kind of exercises just help jog its memory to how it can do that. So breathing out, gathering the pelvic floor. Good, and release. So we're working on strength at the moment. Fairly long, solid squeezes. I'm going to start taking the hips up even higher now. So now that lower to mid part of the back is going to start coming off the ground. We don't want to look to take our hips up too high, because as soon as we take them up even higher, we can sometimes cause our lower back to get a little bit of strain and stress on it. So gently rolling up and down. Breathing out as we come up, trying to gather in the pelvic floor. Breathing out. Got one more. Breathing out, gathering the pelvic floor. And this time, we're just going to squeeze the bum cheeks so that we're pulsing up and down. And as we're squeezing through the bum cheeks at the same time, we also need to think about just gathering in and squeezing your pelvic floor muscles. So as your bum cheeks are squeezing, you're also contracting through that pelvic floor. And we've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to squeeze the glutes. We're going to hold ourselves up here. And also want you just to gather in the pelvic floor roughly at 50% of effort. We're going to do a cheeky little 15 seconds. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll all the way down. And let's take it back into our hip bridges. So we've just done 3 integrated pelvic floor exercises. The first one, we're working on strength. That's where we were holding them for the length of our exhale. Then we worked on speed, where we were pulsing them up and down. And just now, we worked on endurance, where we were holding the effort for roughly 50% over a longer period of time. So it's important to start working on all those different types of pelvic floor strength. And you don't have to do this whilst you're doing activity. You can do this when you're breastfeeding. You can do this when you're feeding the kids dinner. You can do this whilst you're waiting in a shop to be served. Let's go. We've got another 3 and 2 and 1. You should really feel this through the glutes. Now take it into marches. So keeping the hips really nice and still. We're going to march 1 foot up and off the ground. We're going to keep alternating. 2 more. We take it all the way down. So this is working on your hip stability as well as your glute strength. Roll it all the way down vertebrae by vertebrae. And let's take it all the way back up now. So the key to this isn't actually these legs that are moving. It's all about how still can you keep these hips. So your glutes are working together, your legs are working together, the tiny muscles around your pelvis are working together. Take it all the way down, and you've got one more. Bring all the way up, and let's take it into our hip bridge marches. Good. Try and keep everything nice and steady. Focus on your breathing. Good. Take it all the way down. We're going to shuffle the heels in slightly closer towards our bum. We're going to take our hips off the ground, and we're going to take our heels off the ground, and we'll continue doing these hip bridges. So when we're doing like this, you're actually working a slightly different muscle through the legs. You're going to continue doing this. Something got a bit sunny. There you go. Right. There's this one bit of sunlight I just can't seem to get rid of in my house. It's very strange. Okay, so you've got the heels off the ground, and we're taking it up and down. Good. So when you're taking it up, just make sure your knees aren't splaying too far apart. You want to keep the knees in line with the hips, which are in line with the shoulders. Good. I'm going to take it up, and now pulse. Pulse. All the way through. Good. Focus, focus. We're really activating, focusing on these glute muscles, trying to rebuild them. Because during pregnancy, our pregnancy posture means that we just don't use our bum muscles. And we compensate using different types of other muscles. So now we're going to start rebuilding these glutes. I don't know if any of you have heard of something called mum bum, where your glutes just disappear. So now is the time to build them back. It's also important, you need your glute strength. It's also going to help protect your lower back. So let's give it 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's come all the way down. Take one knee into your chest and then the other. Let's squeeze those knees nice and tight. Feel the relaxation through the lower back, and we're going to circle round first one way. This is lovely if any of you suffer from tight lower back, just to release any of those tight muscles. Good. Taking it first one way and then the other way. Great stuff. Okay, left knee is going to be bent, right knee is down on the ground. I'm going to start working our inner core muscles, so known as the transverse abdominis. They wrap around a bit like a corset. I'm going to take a deep breath in, filling up through the belly. And as we breathe out, we're going to gather in the pelvic floor from back to front. We're going to engage the lower abdominals, and you'll notice you do so, your back's going to start pressing down against the floor. As that happens, you're just going to lift up that right foot a few inches for the length of your exhale. And as you breathe in, take it back down and relax. You can have your hands on your tummy. You breathe out, take that leg just a few inches off the ground. The lower back should press down towards the ground. Your hands on your tummy to make sure that you don't notice any bulging up of the stomach muscles or any pointedness going on. Any pointedness could be a sign of a diastasis, which is where your rectus muscles, your six-pack muscles, move away from each other a certain distance. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take that leg a few inches off the ground. So this is strengthening through those deep core muscles. This is a fantastic exercise if you do have a diastasis. Good. You just need to be mindful of what's going on with these stomach muscles. Breathing out. Good. And let's get one more in. Breathing in and breathing out. When you're done, let's switch over legs. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gather in pelvic floor, take the leg off the ground. Good. And as you breathe in, relax. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Got two more. And breathe out. Deep breath in. And breathe out. I'm going to take it up a level now. Both legs are going to be flat on the ground. Hands are going to stay where they are. Take a deep breath in. You can do exactly the same. But this time, you don't have that foot pressing into the ground to help stabilize you through the core and the lower back. So starting with the right leg, breathing in and breathing out. You get that same sensation, that lower back pressing in towards the ground. And breathe out. Be mindful of what's going on with those stomach muscles. And breathe in. And breathe out. Good. We'll do one more. And breathing out. Good. Breathe in and let it relax. Take it over to the other side. Deep breath in, and as we breathe out, just take that foot off the ground. Good. And breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Last one. And breathe out. Good work. Deep breath in, relax everything. You're going to take these knees up. You're going to take them slightly further out, slightly further apart. Hands are going to come out to the side. And we're gently going to drop both knees to one side. And you're going to look over the opposite shoulder. As you exhale, you're going to take those knees back up to the center. And let's drop them over to the other side. Good. Breathe out, take them up to the center. And let's sit up. So, first thing we're going to work on is we're going to warm up through the shoulders. Why? Shoulders are super important. Also going to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh. Is anyone else suffering from hay fever? Oh my goodness. Also, does anyone else keep like a whole bunch of things down their bra? Right, so for this one, we're going to sit up nice and tall. The head is going to be nice and long. Chin is going to be slightly tucked in. Our left hand is going to be holding our left knee, keeping them in towards us. Right hand is going to come out in front of us. Nothing else is going to move apart from this hand. And we're going to draw the arm forwards and back. We're sliding through the scapula, sliding through those shoulder blades. Good. So this does the job of just warming up through these joints and getting a nice load of blood flow to the area. Good. Good. Now let's take it up at 45 degrees. Taking it up and down and up and down. Good. Nothing else should be moving. And now let's take it down 45 degrees. Good. Really nice. Let's take it over to the other side. So you should really feel this. I've really noticed that I feel stronger in the shoulders by doing this quite regularly. I say quite regularly, I do this sort of every other day. Often when I've got the kids playing on the floor. And it's really not for long. I mean, as soon as I sit down, they just want to jump all over me. Okay, let's take it up 45 degrees. And let's extend and take it back. Good. Really nice. Good. Let's take it down. Good. And it should feel slightly weird. It should also feel good. You are done. Right, so we're going to take it up and off the ground. We're not holding a baby right now. I'm trying to stand up without using your hands. It's a skill that I think everybody should be able to do. Right, so if you haven't already, go grab your cans. We're going to use these as light weights. If you've got other light weights as well, so if you've got dumbbells that are around 0.5 kilos to a kilo, then go and grab those as well. If you've got something heavier, then by all means, go for that too. I love it when people go heavy with their weights. However, really important to try and stay injury-free. So this is the deal, guys. We are going to do a set of movements where we've got 45 seconds for each one, taking it up and off the ground. We've got 45 seconds for an exercise, and we're then going to take it straight into the next exercise, and we're going to try and squeeze in 2 sets of this. So let me get my mat down. Grab some water if you haven't already. Make sure you have water nearby. Good. And we are going to get started. Hands are going to stay down here for now whilst we go straight into our warm-up. I'm just going to take it up even further. There you go. Fantastico. Right, so we're marching on the spot, except this is no ordinary marching. We're going to keep the toes on the ground at all times. So it's the heels that are coming up and off the ground. Now try and keep the hips nice and steady. We're not trying to do sexy, sexy, sexy walks. We are just trying to move the legs and through the feet. With the arms, we're going to take them out in front. So think about trying to drive through the heels of the hands, putting the rest of your fingers back. If you can, you're going to take the thumbs out as far as you can to the side as well. So you should feel a little bit of a nerve stretch, a fascial stretch through this part of your body. Good. So we're taking it forwards, and then we're going to take it sideways and forwards and sideways and forwards. Good. So we're building on that shoulder warm-up that we just did, and we're now getting some more dynamic movements in. At the same time, we're warming up the lower part of our body. So forwards now, sides, and let's take it up. Forwards, sides, and up. Forward, sides, and up. Forwards, sides, and up. Good. And last one, forwards, sides, and up. Arms are going to come up into a cactus position, and we're going to breathe out and have a gentle twist, opposite hand to opposite knee. Now, if you've had a C-section, you might find this a little bit uncomfortable. If that is the case, then you can just think about bending forwards without the twist. But what this is doing is warming up the spine with our flexion, so our bending motion, and a little bit of rotation at the same time. So you should be nice and controlled with this movement. If I shout to stop at any moment, you should be able to stop and hold that position. Good. From here, imagine you being punched in the stomach. The knees shoot forwards and you round through the back, and it really hurts. And let's roll all the way up again. Good. Punch in the stomach again. Come all the way down and all the way up. We're just warming up the movements through the spine. Last one. Come all the way down and all the way up. From here, take the feet out just slightly wider than north. Double shoulder width, and I want you to press the outsides of your feet in towards the ground. You're also going to press those knees inwards slightly. Arms are going to come up nice and high, and we're just going to shift the top half of our body over to the right. Feels weird, right? Keep that bottom half where it is. Don't let it move at all. Good. We're working on proprioception, so understanding what's going on with the rest of your body. Good. And let's take it now over to the other side. This is nice because we're warming up through the upper part of the spine and the upper part of the back. Now one side, then the other. So always think about standing up nice and tall. You want to feel like you're standing tall. You want to feel like your chest is nice and open. Good. I'm going to take it now down into a side bend. So just starting with the right, bend through the side. Good. Really nice. Oh, we did some work on our side stomach muscles in yesterday's classes, and I can really feel it. Good. Now, over to the other side. Good. Really nice. Now, one side, then the other. So what I've noticed for these exercises is that people often, when they first do this, are like, what? I can't do this, the bottom half is moving. And then over the classes, you realize that they start to get the hang of it. Good, one more on this side. Hurrah. Guys, that is your very first, if you've never done this session before, your very first osteoarticulate warm-up, or warming up through those joints. Okay, so the first exercise we have, you're going to come down into a little bit of a mini squat. Your left leg is going to come out towards the back. Arms are going to come to a bicep curl and a tricep pullback. With the legs, as you come into the bicep curl, that knee comes in and comes back. So we're working on glutes, our core, and our arms. We've got 45 seconds, bicep curl and leg lift. Bicep curl, back, leg lift. Good. So this is focusing on balance. Guys, you've gone straight into it. But don't you worry, we've got 45 seconds of this. Then we're going to swap over legs. And then we're just going to start going through our circuit. Before you know it, you'll be really sweaty, really enjoying it. Then it'll be over. Sad times. Okay. Good. We've got one more. Keep those hips nice and straight towards the ground. And take it over to the other side, straight into it. Bicep curl, the knee comes in, and we take it out and up. Knee comes in and out. Good. In and out. Good. So you always want to try and keep a little bit of engagement through the stomach. We're working here now. We're opening up the chest. We're strengthening the arms. We're working on the glutes. We're also strengthening through the hips. We're strengthening through the feet. We're also working on our balance. So really important here that your standing leg isn't locked out. You're not pushing that knee back into the joint. I will not have any locked out joints in my session, please. Good. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. Keep the knees close together, feet nice and close. We're taking it into a squat with a front raise. So as we come into this, that's it. You want to try and take the thighs as parallel to the ground as you can. And we're going to take the arms up. We don't take them up too high, just as far as our shoulders allow them to. You'll notice as soon as you try and take them up further, it kind of feels a little bit awkward. There is a natural resting point that our shoulder blades will have for you to take this up and for it to feel nice and normal. Good. Really nice. Keep the weight in the heels as you come down. Breathe out as you come down. For 3, 2, and 1. From here, I'm going to take it down into a side lunge, and we've got a bear hug. So we're stretching up, opening through the chest as we take a step to the side. We bend through the knee. Watch out for anything that you might have on either side. So you can take this as fast or as slow as you want. You'll really notice that the slower you take it, the more your arms are going to ache. And the faster you take it, whoops, the more your legs are going to need to work. So let's keep going. Good stuff, good stuff. This is quite a big arm workout. So if this feels like it's too much, holding the cans, then just ditch them. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. Left leg is coming forwards. You've got the right foot on the ground, heel off the ground. Arms are coming up, and as we come down, we want to squeeze those shoulder blades and take them back up. So coming down, squeeze, and up. Squeeze, and up. You'll notice my arms aren't coming in front of my chest. I'm trying to keep them quite open. Good. So this should be fairly, it should be a fairly stable position for your hips. So you shouldn't have too much of an issue with your hip movement here. You're also working on your balance. We're working on strengthening through those back muscles to open up your chest. This is a fantastic antidote to breastfeeding. Focus on your balance. Focus on your breathing, get a smile on your face. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Let's go over to the other side. Oops. Okay. Right foot in front, and let's go. Coming down and up, down and up. Good. So there's a lot of work going on through the glutes, through the legs. Our back foot is having to work extra hard to keep us nice and balanced. Our arms are working super hard as well. We're strengthening through those shoulders. For all of you who have to lift up children, this is a fantastic exercise. Take it down and up. And up. Good. Down, breathe in. And as you breathe out, take it up. Good. Focus, focus, focus. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side steps. So taking it into a half squat, and we've got 2 steps one way and 2 steps the other. So when you're doing this, we're also going to do some boxing. Let's get these arms moving. Good. Really nice. Really nice. There's a last exercise within this set. And then we're going to do it all over again. Good. Stay down nice and low. We're working on our arms, just getting our heart rate up. We're also working on gentle rotational movement. So our obliques, our side stomach muscles are getting some activation as well. Good. Warming up these glutes. Oh yeah. Good. So now nice and low. And we're going to go straight into this set again. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg back. Bicep curl. Leg lift. Bicep curl. Leg lift. Bicep curl. Leg lift. Try and keep that front leg. You can even keep it even more bent. If you want to work super hard, try and keep it nice and bent. Good. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. I'm going to stretch everything out in a minute. Good. Got 15 seconds left. Notice, you can see that I've started getting higher and higher. Get down for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight over to the other side. I'm going to sink down nice and low. Right foot comes out. Bicep curl. Triceps. Bicep curl. Triceps. Bicep curl. Triceps. Or knee and leg lift. Knee and leg lift. Guys, you are definitely making the most of this workout because we are doing arms and legs at the same time. Good. We're strengthening, we're stabilizing. This is good for our mind and our body. Then you've got 15 seconds now. Good. Keep at it. Good work. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking it straight into our squats with front raises. Good. Front raise. And our squats, I'll show you from the side. Good. So when you come down into this squat, remember you don't need to take the arms up too high. You should roughly follow the lines of your shoulders. You don't want to come up so high that your back starts to arch. What you're looking to do is to create a nice straight line through this back. So when you're here, you've got a nice straight line, not arching. Gosh, you're not doing Quasimodo. How are we doing on time? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Are you ready? We've got our side lunges, taking it out and to the side. I'm going to be a little bit careful because I've got a really beautiful bunch of flowers just out of shot at the moment. Good. So stepping down, that side lunge. We're working through the hips. We're opening up through the chest. We're strengthening through the shoulders. Make sure that these movements are nice and controlled. If you feel like you're flailing too much with the arms, if it's too much of an effort, just ditch the cams. What we're looking to do is to make sure that we are staying uninjured. There's no point having heavy weights if we just get injured when we lift them. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. What's next on my list? Oh yes, static lunges. Okay, left foot forwards, right heel off the ground, coming down and up. Got static lunges. This is great. I love this exercise. There's a couple of exercises that I just really love because I just think they're so useful. And the static lunges are really nice because they're gentle, generally a little bit more gentle on your hips. I know that for the first 4 months or so, to do alternating forward lunges, it really just didn't feel right in my hips. And static lunges are just so much more gentle, but you're still getting a lot of really good activation and strengthening of the muscles. Good. And as well with this back squeeze, stretching down, down, down through the back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Over to the other side. Right foot forward, left heel up off the ground. Let's go. Coming down and up. Take it in your own pace, but make sure you're looking at continuous movement. Continuous, continuous. We're almost done, guys, at the end of this set. Taking it down and up, down and up. Good. Focusing on your balance. Squeezing those back muscles together. Got 20 seconds left. And then we're on to our last exercise of this set. And we've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember this one? Side steps, side steps. Good. Working through these glutes. Get the arms working as well. Good. We don't want these arms to feel like they're getting neglected. Good. Punching forwards. Anyone you want to punch right now? There's a couple of people I know. They're mainly in government. And that's because they have no idea what they're talking about. No one has a clear plan. Okay, keep going. Punching out in front. Good. Keep everything moving. I'll take it down into our cool down in a minute. But before that, I'm also going to do some work on balance. But for now, keep going. Let's go. Let's pick it up. Get down even lower. Good. Get the heart rate up. Try and steady your breathing. And we've got 6, 5, 4, 3. Reach with those punches. 2 and 1. Drop those can of beans. Stand up. Get your breath back. Then take a big sweep through the arms. And we're going to keep our feet close together. From here, you're going to close your eyes. Got 45 seconds in this position. Arms above your head. Eyes closed. Just want you to feel grounded. If you feel like this is too easy, take the heels off the ground. We're just going to balance here. Focus on your breathing. Breathe in through the belly. Try and lengthen through your exhale. Same time, continue reaching up nice and tall. Balance is super, super important. It's like a superpower. But luckily, it's a superpower that we can harvest. The more we practice our balance, the better we'll be at this. Take those heels off the ground as high as you can. If you've not already done so, close your eyes. Focus on your breathing to keep you nice and steady. Got another few breaths in this position. And on your next exhale, you can take the heels back down to the ground. You're going to relax the arms, take the feet back to a standing position. And we're just going to roll. Getting our breath back if we haven't already. Rounding those shoulders back, stretching up through the chest. And take them forwards now. Good. Good. From here, we're going to cast the hands. We're going to take them behind our head. And we're going to let our elbows drop down. Feel a bit of a stretch through the back of the neck. Take this nice and gently. And you're going to take your eyes back up. I'm going to press those elbows backwards. Opening up through the chest. From here, we'll dip down to one side. Don't forget, we're going to continue to open up through the chest. Try not to twist through the body. Deep breath in. And over to the other side. Deep breath in. And from here, we're just going to rotate through the spine. We're going to keep that chest nice and open. Just mobilizing through the spine. Good. Really nice. From here, hands are going to come onto the hips and you're going to stretch all the way through. Good. Change directions. Really good. I'm going to change the camera angle so you can see. So on here, you've got the windowsill or a table. Just going to gently rest your fingers on it. You can even do this on a wall, roughly at hip height. And you're going to walk yourself out, so you're producing a bit of an upside down L shape. And through here, I just want you to feel the weight go through the heels. If you need to, you can walk your feet a bit further forwards. But it should feel like if you weren't holding on to something, you'd fall backwards. The spine nice and straight, look down. Feel the stretch through those shoulder blades. Feel them widen and move apart. And take the stretch into the lower back. Feel like it's relaxing. I want to have a little bit of a stretch through, wiggling your bum from side to side. but feel that stretch through the lower back. And then from here as well, just feel the stretch now moving into the back of the thighs. So you should be able to feel the stretch in 3 different places, through the shoulders, to that lower back, and through the back of the legs, depending on where you place your focus. When you're ready, I'm just going to stand up nice and slow. From here, let's pull the knee up in towards our chest, standing up nice and tall. We're going to circle through the foot. First one way, and then the other. Good. Try not to put that foot down on the ground. You're going to reach it behind you. And you're going to stand up nice and tall. And keep those knees together. And you're just going to do that pelvic tilt. So pull this part of your pelvis forwards and upwards. You should feel a lovely stretch through the quad here. We often get tight hip flexors and tight thighs from sitting down too much. Okay, over to the other side. Let's take that knee up in towards the chest. Let's circle through the ankle, first one way. And then the other. Good, squeeze those knees together nice and tight, take the foot behind you. Those knees level, and let's just tilt that pelvis forwards. You'll feel an immediate stretch just up through the front of the thigh. Focus on your balance. Have a little bit of a think about what's going on with your foot down here. Are you pressing too much down into your arch? Try and keep all your weight into the outside of the foot. Good. From here, guys, we are almost done. And take the feet twice, shoulder width. As we take some deep breaths in. Oops. Make sure there's no lump there. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in. And breathe in hope, optimism, and confidence. And as you breathe out, get rid of anxiety, stresses, and any other issues you might be feeling. Deep breath in. Imagine breathing in yellow, hope, sunshine, and confidence. And breathe out all the stresses and anxieties you don't need. Last time, deep breath in. And breathe all the way out. Let's shake everything off. Shake off the feet. Imagine you've got a child that's hanging on. Get rid of them. Oh. Shake out the other foot. Ah. Let's shake out the arms. Give them a real big shake. And the other arm as well. Then bring your hands together. And I'd like to give yourselves a massive high five, a massive clap, whatever it is you want to do, as well as to your little ones. But please do also say a big thank you to your body, because it's strong and it is capable. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that session as much as I did. Would love to hear what you thought about it, especially if there's anything you'd like to see in future. If you do have any issues with anything, then don't forget we have Neve, who is on the Warriors Live WhatsApp group, and she is so happy to answer any questions you might have, as am I if you've got any questions around fitness or any exercises or stretches that you would like. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Bye.